My name is Gary Pearson, and I'm happy to have my first solo show at Gallery Jones. It's titled The Journal, Selected Works. I quite like the gallery's phrasing in part of this painting, which is called The Journal, and from which the show takes its name, insofar as the work consists of a kind of interior world and an exterior world, illustrated, as the gallery rightly points out, in the journal as a kind of a focal point for concentration between the author and his book, and the bistro table over to his left, which is more signifying the external world of socialization. And I've always liked the interface of what I call immateriality and materiality. One would be the internal world of the mind and how one processes information, reflects upon things. And that's the kind of narrative, if you want, that I have focused on for many, many years now. So this show is very much a part of that ethos. You see a number of paintings in this exhibition and paperworks that have text on the, literally in the surface of the canvas. And it's been something that I've used infrequently, but it's still very much part of my vocabulary. And it's in part a way to ground the narrative in more, sometimes indirect terms or ambiguous terms, and other times more direct or literal terms. I like this solo subject because it's someone alone always conjures up a question of activity. What is this person doing, and why in such a solitude environment or context? And it allows for a great expanse of reading, the reader as author in this case, to participate in building a storyline. And if you have, say, a couple, it's not that shall we say, evocative of something that one wants to build upon. So the solo subject has a lot more kind of range in terms of getting the viewer engaged, in my opinion. This painting here is called The Large Fountain, and I mean, I've traveled quite a bit, and always appreciate, getting into new cultural and geographical and social environments. In these cultures, they really place a great emphasis on gathering spots, almost always including a fountain or fountains. This particular fountain this painting is based on a photograph I took in Lisbon in 2017, and I had never seen a fountain quite that big before, and it just, captivated me. Yeah. As soon as I saw that lamp on it was more of a rectangular, kind of side table. But as soon as I saw it, I love this thing. I did, probably a dozen drawings of it. And then I started doing using the lamp as a counterpart to someone staring at it. It was kind of my instinct to put somebody on the canvas, or in this case, early drawings on paper, was held to the same level of fascination with the lamp as I originally was. And that's the whole intention there. And the word, I made up the line of text myself, man contemplating. I could have put looking at, or studying, or reflecting upon. But contemplation is a very strong human instinct, and we don't give it enough credit, I think, in our active day-to-day lives. So I felt it was important to ground the painting in something that was probably not overlooked, but underactivated, and maybe draw attention to the advantages of the notion of contemplation. But I think everybody has taken the opportunity in the last calendar year to actually look at things a little more acutely, and not the least of which is the natural world. birds and trees and plants and anything that you may come across, and you realize that these things you just never really paid that much attention to before. And I feel that anything you see in this show with respect to the contemplative reality or the relationship of the human to nature, etc., is perfectly apropos. It should be apropos at any time, but it is much more so now. And I think the chance to show this work publicly, as I said, is a real bonus to me. And I hope people come away with a sense of, like I say, the continuity, not just of the show itself, but the continuity of our existence, and how we may have obstacles, we may have to make detours, but I think there's something to be said about the strength of things that we can draw sustenance from, that we see as a part of the continuity of our lives.